it's Sarah from Sarah's Stamping Retreat here. Today we're going to make this cute little gift bag, Christmas gift bag, with the little reindeer tag on it. And almost everything that we're going to use today comes from this Wonder of the Seasons suite. So we're going to use the Wonder of the Season paper, and then we're going to use this Wishes and Wonder die and stamp set bundle. I'll show you them up close just a little bit because it's hard to see on the picture. So you can see this die creates the tag that we've got here, and then I've used this die to create the stag, and it adds all this really lovely detail on it. It's really nice. And then I've just used the stamp set just for the special delivery sentiment, but you can see there's a lovely sleigh, a reindeer, which you can see there's actually 2 reindeer dies in here, the one that gives the detail that we're going to use today, and the other one that cuts out the stamped reindeer. And then you've got this die that cuts out the sleigh here. This cuts out this foliage, and then you've got some more foliage bits and these extra bits that can kind of add to this tag or create new tags. So it's a really lovely set. So for this one here, I hope you can see on the camera the lovely red foiling that's on this paper. And then I used real red as the colour and the gold. And this ribbon is actually Poppy Parade. It's from the Trimming the Town suite, but I thought it actually went quite nicely with this tag. In today's one, we're going to use gold paper with Pretty Peacock. So this is the piece of paper that we're going to use today, and I hope you can see all that lovely gold detailing. You've got the nice bells, really nice fonts on it. So I think it's really lovely for making this kind of bag. And I've trimmed this down so it's 12 inches by 10 inches. And I'm going to score that at 1 inch, at 2 inches, at 5 3/4 inches, at 6 3/4 inches, at 7 3/4 inches, and at 11.5 inches. And I know that that's a lot of measurements to remember, so I'll put them all in the dimensions section of my blog, and I'll put a link to the blog below in the description. And then when I turn it round, on this side I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch, then at 1.5 inches, then at 7.5 inches, and then at 8.5 inches. So that's all of our scoring done. So then I'm just going to fold all the lines. This paper is a really nice weight for making gift bags because it's quite a heavy paper, but it's not a card. So it holds its structure well, but it's not like super stiff. And then I'm just going to go back and I'm going to fold all the lines the other way. You can see on the back of this we've got this really nice just black and white font, so that would be nice to fit inside of our bag. And I'm just doing this just to make the folds a little bit more flexible, because later when we're folding it we'll need to fold some one way and then the other. You'll see what I mean later. This isn't like absolutely necessary, but I do think it helps when you're folding at the end. Right, so then we're going to pop it down like this so that you've got the 1/2 inch section at the top, and then we're going to fold that bit in and we're going to stick that there. So I'm going to use my tear and tape, but you can absolutely use glue or some other type of adhesive for this. Just make sure it's a strong one so you don't have it falling apart. and then we're going to fold it again. And that's just to make sure that we've got a really nice strong piece at the top, so that when we punch our holes and put our ribbon in, it's nice and strong, and when you put something in, the ribbon doesn't just kind of fall out the top. It doesn't tear. So then we're going to take our triple corner punch, and we want to put a couple of holes in on this panel here, because that will be for our ribbon. And I'm just having a look at this. So the fold line here is about 1 centimetre away from this, and so I'm just eyeing that up so that I know roughly where to put my other punches as well. So that one can go there. So I'm going to line this one up so that this is roughly 1 centimetre away from that as well. And then I'm just going to fold this over, and I'm folding it, can you see, on this line, so that this big panel here is going to be either the front or the back of our bag. So I want to line it up with this other big panel, just to make sure that our holes are going in the same place, so that then you can just line that up like that, so I can see that through, so that you know that you're getting them in the same place on either side. I'm going to do the same with this one. So I don't know if I actually showed you very well before. I'm using this oval bit from the triple corner punch, just to create the holes for the ribbon. But it's also got a traditional corner on it, and it's got a pattern corner on it. So now that we've got those in place, we can glue down the side of our bag. So I'm just going to, on the gold foil side, I'm going to put this, so this is the 1/2 inch section that we've got on the edge of our bag. I'm putting it just near the fold there. I'm just going to take that off, and then I just want to make sure that these top edges really line up like that. And then I'm going to just pop that down. There we go. And I'm just going to make sure that this folds both ways. Right, so you can see our bag's starting to take shape, so now we need to do the bottom. So we just want to fold on this. You've got 2 lines at the bottom, so we want to fold on the top line, and then we want to fold again on the bottom one, and then we're going to fold this out. So we want this to be like this, so that your 2 holes line up and the sides are folded outwards. And then you're going to fold on the top line, and you're going to just press these sides in, and you want this centre fold line to meet up with this here. So I hope you can see what I'm doing there. So you can see this centre fold is in line with here, and we're going to do the same on this side. And then we've got a nice neat crease. And then I'm just going to pop a bit of tape on here. And a bit of tape on here. I'm going to fold that over like that. And I'm going to put some tape all the way up to the top on this one. So then I'm going to fold that over there. And then that's the bottom of our bag sorted. So now we just want to open the bag up. You can see there's our nice bag with a nice neat bottom. and then we're just going to fold the sides in. So you can see that's a really lovely size gift bag now. It actually measures 7 inches tall and 3 3/4 inches across. So now we're going to tie on our handles, and because I'm going to use Pretty Peacock for our tag today, then I'm going to use the Pretty Peacock and Old Olive shimmer ribbon as well. So I'm just going to cut a piece like that. I want them both to be the same size. So there are our 2 handles, and I'm just going to poke that inside. And I'll just tie a knot in the ends, stop it coming out. You can see on this one, I've actually tied the 2 ends together inside. And I did that on this one because the hole was quite big for the size of the ribbon. I'd have had to do like a lot of knots and it'd look quite messy. So you could do that, and I could even actually trim these bits a little bit further. And that's also a good way to do it if you're going to put something quite heavy in the bag, because it'll give it a little bit more stability. But for this one, because the ribbon's quite wide, I'm just going to tie a knot in each end of the handle. And then I'm just going to chop those ends off so they're a bit neater. There's one of our handles. I can just make those ends look nice again. There's the main bit of our little bag. So now we're just going to make the tag to go on the front. So I've actually done all the die cutting ahead of time, so you don't have to watch me die cut. I've used the tag die to create these. So I've got one that's Pretty Peacock and one that's Whisper White, and then I've used detailed stag die to cut that out. So then the other thing that I need to do is just put my little special delivery sentiment on it. So I'm using Pretty Peacock ink. I've just got this here, and I'm just going to stamp it onto a scrap of Whisper White cardstock. That's it. And I'm just going to use my scissors just to cut around it. So there's my little sentiment. So all I'm going to do is just glue these 2 together. So for that I've got my trusty Tombow glue. And the reason I'm putting the white one on the back is just so that you've got somewhere nice to write. And then I'm just going to use some double-sided foam pads, Stampin' Dimensionals, just to add on my stag. And then I'll use another couple just to add on my sentiment. I think that's quite nice for gift bags, a special delivery. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of the ribbon that we use for the handles. That's Old Olive Pretty Peacock reversible shimmer ribbon. I'm going to pop that through there, and then I'm going to make this the front of my bag because the join then is at the back. And I'm just going to pop this through this hole. And then I'm just going to tie a little bow. I'm just going to trim those ends a little bit. There we go, we've got our cute pretty peacock and gold version. And I'll bring in the red one. So I'd love to know whether the pretty peacock or the red is your favourite. Let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed our project today. If you did, I'd really appreciate you clicking like below, and you can also subscribe to my channel to see any new projects that come up. The best way to do that as well is click on the notification button, and then you'll get notified when there's a new project released. You can find all the products that we used to make these today linked in the description below, and you can also find there a host code, and if you pop your host code into your basket when you're checking out, then I will send you a little gift at the end of the month in the post. If you're watching this before the 28th of September 2020, then I'll pop a link in the description below that will take you to my classes page, and you'll be able to sign up for my Christmas class, where we'll be making 10 gorgeous cards and a box, and you'll get sent all of the materials to do that. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope to see you again soon.